Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Pick a Card reading. So today we're going to be looking at the rest of your 2025. Just advice, what's going to happen. We'll just see what Spirit wants to come through, what kind of messages there are for you at this time. So it's going to be like a next 3 to 6 months whenever you might be watching this reading. It is kind of timeless, but yeah, so that's what came through today. So go ahead and choose one or more of the 3 tarot decks in front of you, and then I'll see you for your reading. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Psychic Oracle Tarot deck, and I'm going to pick a chakra card from this deck. I kind of separated the chakra cards because I like to be able to just choose one. So let's see which chakra for you for the rest of 2025 what Spirit wants you to know. Oh, the crown. I love that. Really nice. So I'm just going to pull some cards and then we'll see what comes through. Okay, so tuning into Group 1, Spirit, what do you want them to know? 2 of Cups, relationships. Very nice. Something. Wow. Wow. Okay, we also have the Star on the back of the deck. We also have the Ace of Swords. That feels relevant. Well, you got a very good time in store for you. Look, back of the deck is literally the 9 of Cups, the Fulfillment of Wishes card, right? You seeing this? Fulfillment of Wishes, 9 of Cups. Wow. So you've got a good year, a good rest of your year to look forward to, especially I feel like some of you really need to know that because the start of 2025 might have been quite challenging or you've been going through some kind of intensity, but it hasn't been for nothing. That's what Spirit really wants you to know. Like, there has been a purpose for this. There's been like a higher calling. Like, you've been going through some kind of higher calling because the Truth card is the Judgment card in the tarot, in the Major Arcana. So you have 2 Major Arcanas, which is really significant as well. The Judgment and the Star card, okay, traditionally. So, and then you have the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, right? And the Crown. Ooh, the crown. Yeah, I just saw you getting a crown. It's like you're being crowned for something. Some area of your life you're finally getting success or a breakthrough with. It could be more than one area because when it rains, it pours in regards to abundance. Like oftentimes we have many blessings actually come in at once. It's quite interesting that way. But I feel like it's a specific and particular area that you've been really working towards, or multiple areas. And I feel you've been feeling a call to a new life, With the Truth card, this is Judgment, which is about the call. It's like when the angels call you to a new way of living, to a new life that wants to unfold for you, to a new path, a new career, a new relationship, a new place of living. Something within you is called, like, is really ready for change. I feel you are hungry for change and that there's something about the current situation that you're in that's really not satisfying. There's something about it where you're like, this isn't satisfying enough. It's not satisfying enough of you and it's not bringing you to your highest potential. So the Judgment card here, the Truth card, is really showing you that life will unfold for you in a way where you will have basically the opportunity to rise to your highest potential. And I see this crown. I see you being crowned. Whatever the crown looks like, if you tune into a crown right now and your, imagination might be full of like flowers, roses. It might be like, full of crystals or gold. I don't know. But there's some kind of a crown that you're having placed on your head. And it's sort of a celebration for a job well done. It's a celebration for a job well done. You've done a lot. Group 1. You've put a lot of effort in. You put a lot of work in. And I feel like, okay, so another message coming through as I tune into how much work you've been putting in is that you don't have to worry about how this unfolds, okay? The cards that you have spread out on your table, they are like an effortlessness. They have an effortlessness energy to them. Like the way that you're going to be manifesting this change in your life, because I feel a significant change by the end of 2025. A significant change by the end of 2025. Something you've been really desiring and wanting to manifest. A relationship, for example, with the Spiritual Union card. Or the Spiritual Union card, like it really can talk about any sort of union, right? It's like about you and your perfect match. If you're already partnered or married or whatever, then it could be talking about something completely different, like finding your perfect match in terms of your career or a creative project, finally getting success, or finding your perfect match in terms of finding some kind of a solution that really resolves some kind of health issue that you've been going through. There's something about something coming in that is a perfect vibrational match to you. And Spirit wants you to know that it's already yours. And yes, you've been putting a lot of hard work in, but the way that this will eventually manifest and eventuate is that it will be effortless. Especially with that crown chakra, there's a message here around letting go and learning how to surrender when the job is done. Like when you have done everything that you feel you can do, I still feel you feeling this thing of, but it's not going to be enough. What if it's not enough? What if I'm not enough? There's this question of, is it enough? Am I enough? Will it be enough? And Spirit's saying, yes, it certainly will be. It really will be enough. And I feel like Spirit's really asking you with the star card, the hope card, to really have faith in the divine during this year. Like this year, you might be going through a crown chakra initiation actually, in a way where I feel you are being asked to let go of more than what you realized you would ever have to let go of. Like I feel you going through a series of initiations where it's like, oh, and now I have to let go of this thing, and now I have to let go of this thing, and now this thing. And it might feel a bit tiring, but the more that you surrender to it, the more that you will rise in your frequency. Because the thing is that I'm seeing you looking around your life and being like, where's my results? Where's my person? Where's my thing? Where's this thing that I'm looking for, that I'm searching for? Because I feel you searching for it because the angels have been calling you. You're answering a call from the divine, and that's why you're searching for this thing. But see, with the Ace of Swords here, the triumphant success card, sorry, I hit the tripod, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. With the Ace of Swords there, the triumphant success card, see how the ace, the sword, the ace, see how the sword is like being like puncturing up from beneath the earth, right? And then it's like, boom, it's like made its way out from beneath this heaviness, beneath this like density. That's what I feel is going to be the shift in the rest of your 2025. It's like you've been under an immense amount of density. It might be karmic density, it could be health kind of stuff. Something has been really weighing you down or making you feel like you can't see the way forwards, or you can't see how things will eventuate and come into form. And I feel this giving you some kind of level of anxiety where you're like, but I can't see how things will work out for me. And Spirit's saying, like, have hope and have faith that the angels are not calling you for no reason, okay? They're not calling you for, like, the angels, when you hear the angels call, when you hear that call from the divine, that call from Spirit to a new life, to a new way of being, to a new kind of reality, that is very meaningful, okay? And that is enough, that's sort of enough evidence to have faith and to be like, I don't know how this exactly is going to unfold or how it's going to completely, unravel in my life, but I can have faith and hope that I'm being called for a reason. So you're really being asked to have a little bit more of a detachment with the crown chakra, a letting go. And I feel this is something to do with your year this year. It's like 2025 seems to be like a bit of a year of releasing attachments in a way. Yeah, and 25, we're in 25, right, is 2 + 5 is 7. So there's something here about the crown chakra really strongly for you in 2025. It's about releasing the attachments so you can become more free. And I feel like you've been going through a set of initiations where you've been having to release old identities, release old coping mechanisms that do not serve you, releasing attachments or addictions to certain ways of being or certain substances, certain things that you used to be able to do and kind of get away with. But it's like you're being called to a new standard in this year. Things that kind of, and it might be a little bit frustrating. I'm feeling a frustration energy in you because, wow, there's so much messages coming through. There's so much messages coming through. I feel like a frustration energy in you because I feel you might be comparing your life path to other people's, okay? And Spirit's really asking you not to do that because it's a trap. It's like an ego trap, and it just creates ego pain, but it's really from a place of an illusion. So if you don't compare your path to others, you can kind of let it unfold effortlessly. And then really you're going to have success, group 1. Like, I feel like you really need to know that. And this spread is like so positive. You're going to have really great success this year, and you're going to have actually other people compare their path to you eventually. So funny, because you might really have been feeling held back, because I'm really feeling with that triumphant success card, it's like you've been buried under a weight of a lot. Like, you've been buried under it. It's been really heavy, and you've been like, how can I even like breathe out down here? But it's like you're having triumphant success. The sword is coming out from under that density, and you're piercing through it, and you will have triumphant success. And what you want also wants you. That's the other thing with the Two of Cups. It's like what you want also wants you. Whatever it is that you are really, really desiring, whatever that looks like, whatever area of your life, it could be health, it could be money, it could be career, it could be love, relationships, family. What you want really wants you as well. And you're going to be met there in that. But in that process, you're actually learning so much. Like there's going to be so much wisdom. And the funny thing is that while you've been buried under this weight of so much, like so much earth, just like heavy density energy of the earth, of the 3D, you might be feeling like a feeling of, like I said, comparing yourself to others and be like, well, I'm not making progress in this way, or this person's already married, or this person has this thing, or I'm not as good as at this, or whatever it might be. I don't know. Just that kind of comparisons thing, where it kind of makes you feel bad about yourself. And Spirit's saying, like, really, funnily enough, the tables will actually turn and you're going to have a whole bunch of people comparing themselves to you soon. Okay. So keep that in mind and realize, like, it's kind of all a little bit like the comparisons game. It really can change so quickly. So I really feel you like kind of getting yourself down sometimes about that comparison stuff. It's totally a natural part of the human existence in a way, but we can also rise above it and kind of learn through it. And I feel you are a really wise old soul, and you actually are able to kind of hold that comparison thing at arm's length and be like, you know what, this doesn't really actually have to impact me, because where you're going is somewhere so magical. And I really feel as well that you've been buried under this density for, I don't know how long, it could be quite a long time. I just heard even 10 years, like a 10-year cycle or something of like working through something that you're working through. And then this is like your rebirth. Like this crown chakra feels like so light. When you tune into the highest frequency of the crown chakra, it is so light. It's the fastest frequency. It's the fastest energy. It's the fastest manifestation as well. The crown chakra, when things manifest through our crown chakra, it's literally like 48 hours, just like overnight even. So you're having a shift and it will happen very quickly. And you're almost going to laugh about it. You're almost going to be like, this is ridiculous, Spirit. And it's going to be kind of like, you're going to be giggling and laughing. I'm seeing you giggling and laughing with Spirit. It really tickles you because you, in a way, you didn't see it coming. I mean, I'm telling you that it's coming and you've been getting heaps of messages from the divine. You've been getting this truth energy, but because it's such a vibrational difference to where you've been and what you've been going through, there's a part of you that hasn't been believing it, because you're like, how could it be possible? I've been, going through so much density for such a long time. How could it be possible that I'm going to like have a breakthrough or whatever? But I mean, the crown chakra doesn't lie, right? The crown chakra is really powerful. It's a really light energy. It's really free from that density. And see, again, the sword is coming up from beneath the earth. It's piercing through with triumphant success. Keep in mind, like, I shuffled live. There could have been cards coming out that were really kind of negative and challenging, well, negative, I mean, whatever, but challenging is a better word for it. Like they could be showing a lot of challenge in your spread, right? But I don't see it, okay? I don't see any challenge. I see beauty. I see love. I see freedom. I see expansion. I see you coming into your divine form. I see you coming into your true destiny. I see you really stepping up in your path and shining a light. Like with the star card as well, this is also talks about visibility. And then remember, back of the deck, we had fulfillment of wishes. You will get at least one wish, but more likely more than one. At least one wish fulfilled this year, okay? That's what Spirit wants you to know. Especially because, like I said, you've been really under the density of Earth and really feeling like, how is this possible? How am I going to get any of the things that I'm desiring? How is it ever going to happen? But at the same time, you've been feeling the call from the angels. You've been feeling the call from the divine. And you've been feeling this thing of like, I think you're an intuitive and you know that a cycle is coming to an end. I'm hearing again a 10-year cycle, give or take. It doesn't have to be 10 years, but I'm feeling something about 10. It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years of something that you've been working through karmically. It's been 10 years of, I don't know, being single for some of you, or it's been 10 years of dealing with a health issue or trying to solve something or trying to build a career and get to a point where you want to be. Give or take, right? Give or take the amount of time. But there's a huge cycle closing, and I really feel the intensity of living between worlds right now, where you're kind of still in certain ways buried under this density, right? I feel like you're not quite at that triumphant success point yet. So you're still a little bit buried. So it's like kind of hard for you to really welcome with an open heart this new timeline that you've been feeling. But the thing is, you have been feeling it, and it gives you a lot of hope, and it lights you up inside, and it brings you like a smile on your face, right? So the good news is that you don't really have to you don't have to, like, there's an inevitability about this change. There's an inevitability about this shift. So you don't really have to like do anything. That's the other thing Spirit really wants you to know. It's going to be kind of like effortless to a large extent. I mean, when all is said and done, that's what you have to still do things, okay? But you already are. Like, I feel like you're a very conscientious person. You do what you can. You show up for life. You live in alignment. You have integrity as a soul. Like, you're already enough. Like, I really feel Spirit really wants you to know this. You're already enough. And I think that that's why this shift can happen really quickly, because it's like you've kind of already built the foundation for something really large. You're already enough, and you've already been building this foundation for such a long time, which is why I feel like things can happen for you really fast. Like, it's already been a long time, and that's why this message makes a lot of sense, that it will happen quite quickly for you, because it's already been like, I feel like it's already been like 10 years or something where you've been working towards this thing. So yeah, and the seventh chakra is kind of like the top, right? It goes from the root all the way up to the crown. There are more chakras than this, but just for the sake of the main 7, it's like the last chakra, right? So there's something about you're getting to the top, you're getting to the crowning moment, a crowning moment where it's like, oh my gosh, you made it. And it's almost like you've been training your whole life for this, okay? Oh, more than one lifetime, actually. This feels really big. It feels really huge, like a huge karmic destiny point, which is why the angels have been calling you and been like, there's a new life coming in. And you've been like, really, really, really. But you kind of believe it at the same time. But it is fair enough. Like, Spirit really wants you to know it's fair enough that you're buried under this earth. Like, it's really dense earth energy that you're buried under right now, the 3D density. So the frequency in which you're moving into is so high vibrational that there's such a difference in it that it's almost like very foreign or alien to you. You're kind of like, is that really for me? Is that really going to be my life? Is that really what it's going to feel like? But that's what I'm getting. It really is going to be like that. So Spirit wants you to know that you're already enough, and that you've already done enough. Like, that's another thing. You've already done enough, because I feel like you're a really hardworking soul. Like I was saying, you really try really hard to like get things done and to work at things and to, make it happen. But you don't have to try so hard with this. Like, the Two of Cups says what you want also wants you. Like, it's kind of already yours. You don't have to worry so much about it. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not this enough, or I'm not that enough. It's like, nope, you already are enough. Definitely. You already are. It's just a matter of endings, like karmic completion. There is a huge cycle that is ending and a new one beginning. But I feel like you're already in the transition phase. You're still a little bit more in the old than the new, maybe, but the new has been coming into your life more and more, and you've been noticing it, and it's been showing up in this new way, and you've been like, wow, this is really nice, this new timeline. But there will be kind of a tipping point I'm seeing as the year progresses. There'll be a tipping point where it's like, oh, it's more of the new than the old, right? And then the old will kind of get phased out. And then it's like, before you know it, you're going to be moving really, really fast into this new timeline. Things are going to happen with this new timeline a lot far. Like, there's a lot of quick energy. There's a lot of crown energy. You might have been even feeling sensations in your crown chakra lately. A bit of buzzing, tingling. You might have just been noticing something about your crown. I don't know, about your hair. I don't know, something about your crown. There's something about your crown. Like, I'm even getting Spirit saying it might be a good idea to like get sunshine on your crown, or like dip your crown into the ocean even, or something like this. Something about helping the crown to cleanse, because you've been really going through a crown chakra initiation this year around letting go and letting go and letting go and letting go and letting go. But the thing is that you're going to get such a beautiful result from that. I feel like you've been in kind of the density of it and the kind of challenge of it for a long time. But you do get a result from it. You do get a positive. You do get blessings coming in from this letting go. Sort of like, for example, if someone is trying to manifest love, because we have spiritual union here, you have to let go of whatever might be blocking that love, right, from coming in, whatever is not a vibrational match to this spiritual union. But that letting go process isn't necessarily easy, and it might feel challenging, and you might have to let go of old coping habits, or old, ways in which you isolated yourself, or you comfort ate, or something like this, where it's like, oh, it's really hard to face this. But when you do, it's, it's really, really beneficial. The other thing I'm getting with the crown chakra is that you might be like, I'm getting kind of this energy of royalty now as well with the crown. You know how royalty, like they often don't get crowned. And like, I don't agree with royalty or the royal family or whatever. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just talking about the archetype in general. Try and think of it in a more utopian kind of way is what I'm kind of feeling. But like the archetype of royalty, they usually don't get crowned until like really late in life. Like not necessarily super late, but it's more rare that there's like a very young king or queen that gets crowned, right? And initiated, or like, I don't know, inaugurated, I think is the word. That's rare. Like usually they are quite old, or, middle-aged or something like this, or they have some kind of life experience, and it's a role that they've been training their entire life for, okay? And that's what I'm kind of getting for you with this crown chakra, is like this role that you are stepping into is going to be like your crown. Is going to bring you a lot of a sense of, this is what I've trained my whole life for, and now I finally get the crown. I finally get some kind of official recognition for this. I finally get this like actually happening for me. It's actually happening for me. I keep hearing that. It's actually happening for me. There's still going to be shock and disbelief because it's something you've wanted for so long that you've become really used to the feeling of not having it. But I keep seeing like this huge timeline shift. It's almost like a tornado, and it's like there's a real intensity about it right now. There's a real intensity about it because there's almost a chaos energy to your life right now, where so many things are being kind of like picked up and swept around and pushed into a different direction and spun, and you might be like turning on your head and being like, which way is up? I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm feeling like a confusion and a fog, but trust that the fog will clear and you will have like such a clear mind, such a clear kind of head. I'm seeing like brain fog leaving, and you're just like, wow, I can really see clearly like what's been going on and where I am now. And you're going to kind of be like spat out into a new timeline. So you're in the transition period right now. Like I said, there is a little bit more of the old still than the new, but the tipping point will be reached, and then you'll be more in the new than the old, and the old will still be there. There's still a transition I see for a little bit, and then it's like, boom, you're in the new timeline and you're in a new role, like a new life. I feel it's more than one blessing. See, this fulfillment of wishes card keeps sort of like winking at me. See how there's like the waterfall, and that saying, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. It's kind of like that with abundance. Like oftentimes when it starts to rain, it just pours. And we get so many things all at once. It can actually be a little bit overwhelming to hold all of the things that we get. And so a lot of what you're going through right now is actually preparation for this time of the fulfillment of wishes. Because I'm telling you, Group 1, the frequency that I'm picking up on for you is really high. Like it is a really high frequency that I'm not surprised that it feels hard for you to ground it in your current reality state, because it's such a high frequency that it's almost a little bit foreign. It's almost a little bit like, is this mine? Is this for me? Is this really for me? Is this for me? And Spirit's like, yes, this is for you. And you've been getting all these signs and synchronicities, and it might still be like, is this for me though? And it's something about it feels foreign, or it feels alien, because it is so high frequency. And so there are literal changes that have to be taken place, like in your physical reality, in your body, in your subconscious mind. And that's why you've been asked to let go of so much in order to receive this high frequency. And that's what, again, Spirit wants you to know, is like the letting go is not for nothing. It really is for something. Like you will get a fulfillment of wishes from this letting go process. It really isn't for nothing. And the more that you surrender to that letting go and release the attachments, like the better that it will feel. Like I really feel it's going to feel like really, really good, kind of like maybe like sort of I'm getting the energy of, if you ever do like a small like 24-hour fast or something, and then when you come out of that fast, the fast might have been hard, but when you come out of it, it's like, oh, I feel really good now. I feel really clear. I feel really, I feel really alive. I feel really good. So there's something here about releasing in order to receive, and how it's actually like really healing, and it's letting you build a frequency within yourself that you can hold this high frequency timeline that is your destiny. Kind of like the training, right? The training that a royal will have to go through. They train their whole life to become king or queen of a nation, of a place. And you are king or queen of your own nation, of your own you are sovereign ruler of your own land. You know what I mean? And it's like, there's something you've been really having to train for. And it's like, you weren't ready for this role until now. There's something about it you weren't ready for until now. But look, the hands, it's like holding out to you. It's like, here you go. Here you go. And it's like, boom, there it is for you. It really is there. So you are getting a crown. You're getting crowned, and it's going to take you into a completely new era. Like this 10-year cycle is coming to an end. You're not going to have to deal with this anymore. Like there is something really ending. There's something really ending about it. And I think it's been a really intense time, especially recently. So there's a part of me that's like, thinks maybe you won't really miss it that much. But I don't know. We tend to always look fondly on our past, even if it was really hard. So just consider that as you're going through the like last little bit of this part of your journey, is like, oh, I won't be here for much longer, you know, and kind of appreciate the little things. I don't know what it would be, because I feel it's been really intense, but there is something that you'll look back on and be kind of like nostalgic about. So just consider that, because you are coming to the end of a 10-year cycle, and it is the beginning of a totally different role. You're stepping into a different role, and that's why you're feeling like more and more unfulfilled or unsatisfied, dissatisfied with sort of what's been going on around you, or something that you've been in. Like you maybe, for example, if you've been single for a long time, maybe the first like 9 years you really loved it, but then the last year you've been like, you know what, maybe I do kind of want to meet someone. And it's like, that's because you're getting ready for this new timeline. The new timeline has entered into your reality, so you're kind of like picking up on it. Or if you're moving careers, it's like that sense of dissatisfaction with your current reality might get stronger and louder because you're preparing for this new timeline. You're literally becoming a different person, group one. You're literally becoming a different person, because this new timeline that you are stepping into is very high vibrational. It's very high vibrational, and you will need to be almost a different person in order to ground it, in order to be it. But it's going to feel so free. You're going to feel really free in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. Ability to express yourself with freedom, with love, joy, expansion. Yeah, like there's something here really, really freeing. It feels really free. Like I was at the beach just earlier, and there was this girl, she was doing like cartwheels and like backflips and stuff like that. That's the kind of, for some reason I'm getting the image of her in my mind. So there's something about this new timeline, like where you're going to feel really free. Like it's almost like a cartwheel, a backflip. There's something about the way that you might be able to express yourself. You're going to feel a lot less of the density that's been really intense. And it's about like, it's almost like this next era, like the next 10-year cycle, we'll just say that, the next 10-year cycle, it's about something totally different, okay? You're ending a cycle and you're coming into a totally new one. And it's like, it's going to be, the themes that you're exploring are totally different. The person that you are becoming is totally different. Your likes, dislikes, preferences, relationships will probably be completely different. And that's a good thing, because in a way, you've been preparing for this role for lifetimes. I feel for lifetimes. Like this is a culmination as well. This crowning ceremony that I keep being shown by the angels for you. It's like this crown coming onto your head. There's something about this where it's like, it's more than just this lifetime. Like you've been working towards this for a while, and you finally get that crown, and it's like, here you go. You did it. Well done. You get the fulfillment of the wishes, that I feel the wishes are just from more than just this lifetime. And then you have the crown on, and you're in a totally different role. And you have this triumphant success where you've burst free from that density, from that karmic weight that you really was part of your initiation. Like there's something about it, like the last 10 years, like I know it's been really hard, but it's all been for a reason. It's all had purpose. It's all had its place. Like I'm seeing sacred geometry now, where it's like there's a sacred geometry kind of grid to your life. Like there's nothing that's out of place. There's nothing that's not meant to be there. It's all actually perfect. And you're going to kind of have that vantage point from this new crown chakra. Is the highest. It's the highest perspective, right? It's the highest perspective. You're going to be gaining this highest perspective, and it's going to set you free. It's going to help you to release and have have loving acceptance for everything that you've gone through, from all the choices, to forgive yourself for anything, to really release, like I said, attachments to lower vibrational activities or people or places or things, or coping mechanisms, substances, whatever it might be. You're going to be releasing it all in this new cycle. You're not going to be able to bring any of it with you to this next phase in your life. And that's why it might have felt really intense recently, where it's like, really, again, spirit, again. And it's like, well, yeah, because it's so worth it though, for what you have coming in. Like it's so worth it. And that's what this shining light has been, to guide you through this path, how intense it's been. But you've had this desire, you've had these hopes in your heart, you've had this vision for your life, you've had this call from the angels about your role, your divine destiny that you're stepping into. So it has felt worth it. But you are being asked to release, to let go, and to surrender. And to really, the best thing you can do is to continue to release attachments, but do so in a gracious way. We don't have to force ourselves to do it. Sometimes we have to use a bit of willpower, but it's really a balancing act, where it's like we don't want to force it, but we don't also want to be complacent and kind of keep keep engaging with attachments that really aren't serving us, that we know really aren't for us. Like there's kind of a balancing act that we have to take, where it's like we have to push ourselves just enough, but not too much. Okay, we have to push ourselves and challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zone, or whatever you want to call it. Not that this feels very comfortable, like anyway, it doesn't feel that comfortable of an existence, but you know what I'm trying to say. We have to push ourselves, but at the same time, be gentle and receptive and intuitive about it, right? We can't force it. We can't shame ourselves into things, but we can gently kind of push and be like, you know what? It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go deeper. It's time for me to listen to this sign, or listen to this message, listen to this intuition, and let go and try something new. And you know what? You're going to be surprised, group one. You're going to be surprised by how easy it is to let go, because you're in alignment with it. Even if you've tried to let go of things so many times before, you know, so many times you've tried and it's just never worked. It's like, well, this time it will. I really feel that this time it will. Because there's something about the timing of it. It's just perfect. You are being supported by the angels to release attachments, to release the attachments to things that do not serve you, and to become free in doing so. It's kind of like I'm seeing the image now of a hot air balloon, where you know how like there's all of these strings that tie down a hot air balloon so that it doesn't kind of like fly up. I mean, I don't even know if this is actually how hot air balloons work now that I'm thinking about it, but whatever. This is the image that I'm getting. Imagine like a hot air balloon that's like ready. It's like primed. It's like, I want to go up. I want to move up. But there's all these strings holding it down, anchoring it down to the ground. And it's like, well, someone has to go around and untie all those strings, right? To make sure that it can like, boom, lift up and go up into the air the way that it's designed to do. And that's what you've been going through. You've been like going through this series of tests, of initiations, where you've been untying those cords, untying those strings that have been keeping you kind of like on the ground. And you're rising up with this crown. You're rising up to new heights. You're rising up within yourself to new heights. You're going somewhere different. You're going places. And it's going to look so different, right? It's like you've spent this past 10-year cycle on the ground, or maybe your whole life on the ground. And now it's like you're going to be experiencing things from the air. How different your perspective is, how different your vantage point is, how different the wisdom is that you'll have to share with the world through your art, through your work, through your voice. It's profound. It really is. And whatever you've been picking up on about, like, is this really possible? Is this change really possible? Is this thing that I'm dreaming of even possible? It's like, yes, it's 100% possible. Spirit wants you to know that. Spirit really wants you to have hope and to like really believe in yourself, because all is coming for you, group one. All right, that is your reading, group one. I so enjoyed tuning in for you, and good luck for the rest of 2025. If you would like to check out more of my work, the links are there in the description box below. I just channeled an Activate Your Voice, the root chakra light language clearing, which is really, really powerful and profound, especially as you're stepping into this new role that I was picking up with the Judgment card. You might want to check that out. Much love. Hello, group two. Welcome to your reading. So I have this chakra, like the 7 chakras here, that I'm going to pull one for you. For your group. Oh, so you got the root chakra for the rest of your 2025. So I'm going to pull some cards and then we'll get into the channeled messages. So Spirit, what do you want group two? I was looking at the one here. What do you want group 2 to know about the rest of their 2025? Ooh, you've been having some dreams, some visions for the future. Been maybe making some plans. Look, you're ready for a whole new life, group 2. You're like, yeah, I'll take a makeover. I want to redecorate my life, thanks. I'd like every room done. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. I think you've been waiting for the resources. Something about waiting for the resources to make something happen. Ooh, look at that. The Hierophant. Ooh. The Voice. Ready for a whole new life. Ready to redecorate. Remodeling. Something about renovating. Remodeling. I mean it spiritually. I mean it symbolically, but you could literally be doing that. There's something about readiness. It's like you're ready and you're waiting for the reality to change. There's something about resources here as well. The resources are coming in. Okay? You really need to know that, because there might be a little bit of chaos or resistance in the energy field right now, where you're wondering, like, how am I supposed to make certain dreams of mine come true? Am I going to be supported? Will I have enough? Will there be enough? Will I have enough to make this happen? But Spirit's saying, like, there is going to be positive movement forward in terms of, in a very practical kind of financial way. I'm feeling like a real strong waiting energy. Yeah. Maybe you're worried you're going to be stood up by the universe. Like you're going to be waiting and nothing arrives. But I think it's at the same time, you know that there's a new beginning coming in for you. But I feel there's been a lot of resistance. You've been carrying a lot. I'm feeling the resistance, especially in this card. It's like, ooh, it's like a heavy, like almost like a force field you've been like pushing through. Or like you've been walking against really strong wind, or like swimming against the tide, that kind of energy. And it's been draining you. It's been making you feel a bit burnt out. And it's been a lot. But the thing is that, there's something really purposeful about the way that you've designed your life right now that's very hard for you to see from your current vantage point, which is why I feel you keep looking to the future and kind of looking to the brighter day, being like, oh, well, I know the sun will come out again. The sun will shine again. There's something here about, really looking towards the future. Okay, but the rest of 2025, I feel that there's going to be some change that happens. Okay, it's financial. It's financial because for some of you it could be health, but the pentacles, the earthy energy, it's like there's something about stability, housing, finances, or health that's going to come in to change things for you, where you're going to feel that resistance. Like it's more than just resistance. I feel like a burden, like I feel the weight of the world on your shoulders kind of energy. And it feels like it's too much. Like you might have a lot of responsibilities. You might have children that you're caring for, or just caring for yourself. Like there's a lot going on. And I feel you really need a breakthrough. You're really needing a breakthrough. There needs to be a breakthrough and a new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles, a new way of life, especially a new financial beginning for you. So I see that happening for you in 2025. But I have to say, I feel like there might still be more. I don't know how soon it's happening with the Two of Wands. It feels like there's going to still be a little bit more of this phase that you're in before this breakthrough happens. Yeah, but there's a reason for it, okay? That's the other thing Spirit wants to let you know, is that there is actually some kind of a reason with the Hermit. Something is being healed. Something's being healed through going through this. Something's being healed. And the way that you can speed this up, if you're kind of like, oh my God, don't tell me this, Bridget, I don't want to know. I don't want to know that it's going to continue. Well, the way you can speed it up is to really look inwards and see, like, what is the origins of this pattern? Like, what is the origins of this feeling of resistance, of things feeling really hard, of things maybe feeling like it's taking forever? I feel like there's something here to do with almost like an identity, something about boundaries, something about, how do we tune into this? Something about being seen by the world. Okay, I feel like there's something here about your clearing patterns of almost like not wanting to show yourself, not wanting to be seen. Oh, your voice. Okay, that's what it is. You're really clearing something to do with your voice, okay? You're really clearing something to do with your voice around being vulnerable, around maybe setting boundaries, sticking up for yourself. And it has to happen organically, okay? And so, for example, I'm kind of getting the energy of like maybe someone who's working at a job. Like maybe you're working at a job where it's like there's too much responsibility, there's too many working hours, it's too long of hours, it's not really like fair for you, for your health, or you're not making enough money for it to be worth it or whatever. You just like, no, I can't do this. But for some reason you keep getting blocked. Like you keep getting blocked about finding a new job. And that's when like the Hermit really talks about, we can try to change things from the outside in, but we generally always have to change things from the inside out. That's kind of how it works. We have to change things from the inside out. Otherwise, we just tend to keep repeating the same patterns and it's really unfulfilling and annoying. But when we change things from the inside out, that's when we have lasting change in our life. That's when we've resolved something at like from the deepest level. And with the Hierophant's number 5, the throat chakra, it's something about your voice. Like, it's something about some kind of repression in your voice, in your throat chakra, that's maybe creating some kind of instability in your root chakra, okay? Because there's something about the voice, like allowing yourself to be seen. Remember, I was feeling like there's something about not letting yourself be seen, or not wanting to be vulnerable, or really fearing from people having violated your boundaries in the past. So it's like there's some kind of isolation. Okay, that's the other thing I'm getting. Man, this reading's full on. There's something here about isolating. Like maybe the reason that you feel like the world is on your shoulders is because you don't really share it with anyone. Like I feel a hyper independence energy from you. And I think this is like really honestly very understandable when I read your energy, because I feel like you have been let down time and time again. Like you have really been let down. You've had people maybe violate your boundaries, or disappoint you, or let you down, or not be there. And and that's what I was feeling at the beginning. Remember, it was like, am I going to get stood up with the universe? Am I literally, is spirit even going to show up for me at all? That's the energy that I feel like you're healing. Okay, you're healing this, you're healing something about this, because the root chakra at the deepest level is about belonging. It's about our sense of belonging. Like, how do we belong? Do we belong within our family or not? You know, and if we don't, then we have to find true soul family. I mean, we always have to find true soul family, but some people get along better with their family of origin than others. But you know, it's something about belonging. And I feel you've had some deep wounds, even from beyond this lifetime, around like not fitting in, or having boundaries be violated, or being seen was somehow negative. Like being seen or being heard somehow resulted in something negative, somehow resulted in some kind of like punishment or things not going well. And so it made you retreat into your shell with the hermit, made you retreat inwards and be like, you know what, I'm not going to be seen, I'm not going to be heard, I'm just going to be on my own, I'm just going to do everything for myself, I'm just going to be this like island of a human, and nothing can touch me and nothing can hurt me. And you've kind of insulated yourself in this. Even if you're in relationship with someone or with people, whatever, I still feel like you're independent. I still feel like you take care of your own needs. I still feel like you're also a classic giver, okay, as well. And giving can be like when someone's a classic giver, as in they feel more comfortable in the role of giving, they kind of become an overgiver, and they might not feel that comfortable with receiving, because if you receive, in a way, you're vulnerable, right? You're vulnerable to being let down. You're vulnerable to the person not showing up. There's something here about really fearing this. Like you're really fearing, like I keep seeing this image of someone getting stood up on a date, not you, but just symbolically, like maybe, but I mean symbolically is what I mean, like, and it's the universe. It's like you're waiting for the universe to come in, and you're like sitting there, and it's like you're drinking your little cup of water, and you're like, Spirit, are you going to show up for me? Or am I going to get stood up? And there's something here about like people have stood you up, like people have let you down, people have abandoned you, or like forgotten to come, forgotten to pick you up, something like this. And it's like, it's really this painful feeling of abandonment. And okay, so that's what's causing all of this resistance, all right, is that you're alchemizing, okay? It's like an alchemy. It's like there's all of this energy is being kind of like expressed in this card. See how they're all fighting each other? There's like all these little parts of you that are kind of like fighting, and they're at war, but it's going to end in peace, okay? There will become a time where this resistance has ended and there's a peacefulness, and it's going to be a shift from the inside out, and you're going to be really, really strong in your voice, okay? There's going to be a difference in your energy field where you're ready and okay with being seen by the world, with being recognized, with setting boundaries and knowing you can articulate yourself, and with a balance of giving and receiving. And part of the reason that you're going to feel more balanced in giving and receiving is because I see the nature of your relationships changing. For some of you, it will be current relationships shifting and alchemizing, in which you feel more able to receive rather than being hyper independent and kind of in this role of giving and caretaking for others' needs and self-sacrificing. But for others of you, it's like you might really need to activate this voice so that you can even call your soul family in, so that you can even call these people in that you are here to have balanced and harmonious reciprocal relationships with. Because for some of you, it might be that you actually are quite isolated right now, and that's okay. Like there's actually nothing to be afraid of. It can be a very powerful place to be. And I think that it's served you well. Like I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with becoming hyper independent as a way of dealing with trauma. I actually think that's kind of, a good way of dealing with it in a certain way, from a certain perspective, right? But there always comes a time where we are asked to heal. And the Hermit card talks about that. We are asked to heal. The universe, our higher self, our soul is like, you know what? I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to go deeper. I'm ready to become more. And that's why you've been feeling this resistance with the weight of the world on your shoulders, all this responsibility, all this energy draining, all this like tension in your muscles, this kind of energy. is because you're ready to receive. You're ready to put down some of that burden and share the load and feel a sense of belonging, feel a sense of reciprocity, feel a sense of being held by the divine, by people in your life being able to hold you. Wow, I'm getting the image of like, I'm getting the image of like crowd surfing. You know how it's like all of these hands hold up one person? It's like the weight can become distributed across many so that there isn't a burden anymore. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, but if you're trying to hold one person up with your hands, it's like, how long can you do it for? It would be, I mean, I probably wouldn't even be able to do it. But it's like, even a strong person would get tired after a while, right? And that's the thing, like Spirit's saying like, hey, you're strong, but you aren't like no one could hold that much for that long, right? That's kind of like Spirit kind of wants to normalize this a little bit for you, because I feel this sense of maybe you're being really hard on yourself, because I feel like you're outgrowing this. I feel like you're outgrowing a pattern. This pattern has worked for you for a long time, where you've been overgiving, where you've always been hyper independent. Like, I don't need anything from anybody. I've got myself covered. I'm good. Like, leave me alone. You know, isolation, whatever. And like I said, it was actually quite a good strategy. It kept you feeling safer than, you know, other options, whatever, of dealing with trauma. But it always comes a time when we are asked to heal, and you are being asked to heal by your soul. Your soul is like, hey, we're ready to heal now. It's like about time on our journey now where it's ready. It's time to heal. And that's why you're feeling this huge resistance, this huge burden, this huge thing of like, oh my God, do I really have to let go of this coping strategy? Because I feel like this independence and this sense of, overgiving and self-sacrificing your own needs for the needs of others has really kept you safe. And it's also kept people in a way at arm's length, because if you're always in the role of giving, then you kind of attract people who are willing to dance that dance with you. Okay. And there's nothing necessarily inherently wrong with that, because as we change from the inside, the hermit, as we change from the inside out, people in our life change and meet us differently. So it's not like, oh my God, everyone in your life is a taker. But for some of you that might resonate though. But you tend to attract like situations, or you just tend to manifest things, you know, like you tend to manifest through your job, through your work, taking on too much, always being in the role of giving and therefore getting drained, or feeling unfulfilled, or feeling like you don't get enough back. And that's the energy that I'm feeling in your energy field. It's like you are needing more to come back in. And that's why I was feeling the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. It's like you're waiting for resources. You're like, come on, I need more money, or I need more resources of any kind. It could be love, support, attention. You're needing it. Like, you have needs, and it's okay to have needs. That's the other thing I'm feeling. It's like you have needs, and it's okay to have needs. It's like a beautiful thing. And for a lot of you, this could really be family of origin wounds, because we have the base chakra. The base chakra talks about really even our time in the womb, and then, you know, our first year of life, where so much happens and gets imprinted. I mean, our chakras develop from age 0 to 7. Each one kind of energetically over the course of a year. And that's what kind of creates the subconscious mind. After around age 8, we start to actually grow more of an analytical brain, and our subconscious becomes more like, basically we're like a sponge for the first 7 years of our life. We just take everything in, and we don't have discernment. We don't have the ability to say, hey, you know what, maybe I am enough. You know what I mean? We just feel like, oh, I'm not enough. And that just becomes imprinted deep inside. So you're healing deep wounds, and you know, you're really more than capable with the Hermit card. Like, you are a master healer, and you are really good at healing others, but you can also turn that inwards and heal yourself. And this thing, it's not going to be resolved, like whatever you're feeling dissatisfied with, or whatever resistance or burden you're carrying, it's not going to be resolved from the outside in. It's going to be resolved from the inside out. Like, you could literally move countries, you could move jobs, you could move this thing, that thing, all around, every direction, move it all around, and you would still feel this way, because it has to come from inside, especially with this. Like, sometimes we do have to change things from the outside in. It's not a hard and fast rule, okay? It's not black and white. But in this case, the thing that you're feeling resistance about, it's inside of you, okay? It's inside of you. So the ultimate thing I feel you are gaining from this period is your voice. Like, you are really finding your voice. And it's interesting because I just channeled an Activate Your Voice light language tape. You might really want to check it out, group 2. Like, seriously. It feels really, really relevant to what you're going through. If you like, go check it out, it's linked in the description. You'll see like the points of what it's going to help. And it's like pretty much every point that I brought up in this reading, it feels like really relevant. So you're finding your voice. And in doing that, you're finding more of your relationships. Like, you really are going to be surrounded by love and feel supported in a way you've never felt before, and really know that you are not alone, that you won't be abandoned by the universe. But there's more like reckoning. There's some kind of reckoning. It's like, hey, it's like this card, the imagery in this card where it's like all these parts in you are kind of battling. Like there's part in you that's like, no, I don't want to let someone in, or no, I don't want to be seen, or no, I don't want to find my voice, or I don't want to be heard, or, there's a brokenheartedness as well. Oh, I'm sending you so much love. I really feel you. There's like a brokenheartedness about relationship that makes you kind of want to just isolate and be in yourself. And let me tell you, group 2, like you are never going to lose your sense of independence. You are an independent soul no matter what. Okay, you are independent. You have this gift of independence no matter what. But it's about coming into balance. And even if it's about receiving more from the divine, receiving more money, right? It's like receiving can look like many things. It doesn't have to look like letting the whole world into your heart all at once, right? Because I feel like that's too much. But I mean, it might look like that, but but what I'm seeing is more like things have to come back into balance. We can't only be giving out and giving out and giving out. We have to also be taking back in, taking back in, taking back in. Just like if you think about, I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing a fruit tree. It's like if a fruit tree, they're always providing fruits. It's like, well, they need to take things in order to provide that fruit. They need to take in water. They need to take in sunshine. They need to take in nutrients from the soil, right? They need to grow down their roots for a while before they can grow and produce the fruits. Like there's different phases in our growth. There's different phases in our life. And it's like, I feel you're so comfortable in this role of like giving the fruit, giving the harvest. Here, have this fruit, because it distracts you and it distracts others from really that sense of intimacy or vulnerability. Okay. And look, you might be really intimate and really vulnerable in certain ways or with certain people, but so that if you are in your personal relationships, then this is about you taking this to the world stage with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant's about being a guide, a spirit guide for others. And I feel you really have this in you, but I feel this sense of resistance in you where you're like, I don't want to do this because I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to get hurt again. I've been so hurt. I've been so hurt by this world. I don't want to be hurt again. I don't want to open my heart to this world again and just be hurt and just be, whew. So there's a real intensity. It's like, there's a lot that's being worked out. There's a lot that's being sort of worked out. But for you, you are meant to have money. And I feel that this pattern within you is actually blocking your finances, like number one, but also blocking intimacy and vulnerability within relationship or within your career. Because for some of you, I'm reading like you might actually, have someone in your life who you are really open with or really vulnerable with, or who you receive from or whatever. And maybe it's more to do with your career then, where it's like you feel like you can't be seen by people you don't know. You don't want to be vulnerable with people you don't know, or you don't want to put yourself out there on the world stage and have people ridicule you or whatever. But with the Hierophant, like the Hierophant's really about speaking with authority, and you have a lot of authority to give to the world. Like you have a lot to speak. You have a lot. Wow, I just remembered that this is a 2025 reading. So all of this is happening for you this year. Wow. By the end of the year, look, you're going to be in the Hierophant, okay? You're going to be in the Hierophant energy where it's like, hello world, this is me, and you're going to be speaking out. You're going to be speaking out in the world, whether that's, like I said, for some of you, it's more personal, like in your private relationships, finding your voice, finding your ability to set boundaries, not being afraid of people, not feeling like you have to, because I'm getting some like trauma in the throat chakra actually as I'm talking. Like my throat chakra is a little bit sore as I'm tuning with your energy. There's something here about, and like I said, the Hierophant's about the voice, about being a spirit guide, sharing the voice. So there's something about the world stage, like really being seen, or it's about being seen in intimate relationships, or both for some of you, or both. And there's something really scary about it, but it's going to set you free. Like it's going to be so worth it. And you really are ready. Like see the peacock on this card? Peacocks are like, they dazzle, okay? They are dazzlingly beautiful and spectacular. And you see a peacock with all their feathers out and you're like, wow, you're amazing. You're so gorgeous. And it's like, would you want a peacock to hide its feathers? Would you want a peacock to hide its tail and its beauty and just be like, no, I don't want anyone to see. I'm just going to go behind this bush where no one can see. And then I'll share my beautiful tails with the world. It's like, no, that's not really the role of a peacock. The peacock is like proud and bold, and it's like, here I am. And that's what attracts in, the female peacocks to it or whatever. It's all part of nature. It's all a part of the design. And so it's like, there's something here about the way you're designed. It's like, you can't run from who you are. Like you're designed here to be seen. You're designed to be heard. You're designed to be a spirit guide, a role model for the world, for the collective. Like you did not incarnate onto this earth just to suffer. Okay. And I feel like I feel like there's something here where you've sacrificed for a long time, and maybe it's even hard for you to make things all about you. Like, I feel like for you group too, you kind of need to be a little bit more selfish and self-centered, and not in a negative way. Like, you don't have to, become narcissistic or something. But in terms of things balancing back out with the root chakra, when the root chakra gets the base chakra, when it gets out of balance in our life, when it comes back into balance, it actually can feel like you are being selfish, okay? That's the way that it can feel, because the shadow of the root chakra is about self-sacrificing for others, putting other people's needs before you in your family, in your home, in your community, in your work, your children, everyone, always coming before you. And then it's like, oh, if you kind of try to reverse that momentum and start thinking of yourself, you're like, oh, but this is so selfish. This is so wrong. But it's actually kind of like a necessary part of what you're going through, because it's not about like abandoning other people and never being a giver, but it's about bringing things back into balance. That's all that Spirit's asking for you. It's like, hey, let this come back into balance, because when you do, you're going to feel that resistance leave you. You're going to feel that weight, the weight of the world on your shoulders leaving you. You're going to feel that tension in your muscles and that tightness and that holding on, that burden leave you. And you're going to feel the sense of, oh, I'm actually operating from a sustainable place where I can continue, I can go, I can move, I can journey forwards now. Because I feel there's this part of you where it's like, I feel this sense of like, in your heart of hearts that you can't keep going like this. You might have even been saying this recently to someone close to you. You might have even been saying this to yourself, like, I can't keep going like this. This is ridiculous. This is so not okay. And it's like, really, I hope this reading will help you to get a bit of clarity about what's been going on with why you've been feeling so much resistance, why you've been feeling the burden, the heaviness, the responsibility on your shoulders. It's because there needs to be a balance come back into your energy system where you stop overgiving, you stop taking on only the role of giving and not the role of receiving as well. So that you can receive more money, you can receive more abundance, you can receive more support, you can receive more emotional vulnerability, and closeness in relationship. But it's also about clearing the fear of being seen and heard and putting yourself out there, either, again, within personal relationships for some of you, but for a lot of you, it's going to be the world stage, okay? It's going to be somehow with your career, with your work, putting yourself out there, putting your voice out there in a new way, if you already are doing it, in a different way, in a way where you're more raw, more authentic, more yourself, more truthful. And maybe even within your current career, within your current job, clearing and cleansing from this pattern of overgiving and overworking and tiring yourself out and sort of taking too much from yourself. Like, again, I'm seeing the image of a fruit tree. It's like, would you expect a fruit tree to only produce fruit and never do anything else? It's like, that's not how fruit trees work. They have cycles, they have seasons, right? They're producing fruit for like 3 months of the year, 6 months of the year, I don't know. It's not the whole time. They have their own cycles where they're like, you know what, I gotta get some other stuff done. You guys chill, I'll be back again, right? And then they go get some other stuff done and they take it all in and they reset their energy and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to flower again. I'm ready to blossom. I'm ready to fruit. I'm ready to produce. But it's like, you can't be on 100% of the time. Like, oh, I need to produce fruit 100% of the time. And maybe that's been like some demands from your job or something. And maybe it's about restructuring your job, because when you have this pattern of overgiving and self-sacrificing for others, over caretaking, being in that caretaking role to like your own detriment, you best believe it's going to manifest in your career. You best believe it will. It's going to manifest everywhere. It's going to manifest in relationships, in career, in the way you make money, in the way you present yourself to the world. It's sort of this insidious thing. And that's why the Hermit is your first card, because it's about the inside out. It's like when we change this pattern from the inside out, then everything in your life can open up in a new way. So Spirit's really saying that, the resistance will alleviate and you will come into a lot of money. But I feel that, for example, with the money stuff, because the money stuff's come through quite a lot in your reading. If you've been wondering, like, how do I make more money? What's going on with my money? Are you really ready for this new beginning with your career or money or whatever? The trick is about authenticity and allowing yourself to be seen. And it might be really terrifying, okay? That's totally okay. It might be like the scariest flipping thing you've ever done. But it's going to be worth it, because a lot of the time, our fears, like the things that we most fear, are also the things that we most need to face, okay? And I'm thinking about Pluto, the planet Pluto in astrology, just bringing Pluto in to give us some wisdom. So Pluto, where it's placed in your birth chart, it will tell you what your deepest, darkest fears are, like your deepest fears, like fears that even people might not even understand. They're like, what? You're afraid of that? What? Like, for example, Pluto in the 5th house, right? Natally, it's like fear of having an opinion, fear of speaking out publicly, fear of creative self-expression, fear of being different and, being like, you know what, I disagree. I think this thing, and having the whole world kind of be like, what are you talking about? Whereas for someone else who's maybe worked through that already karmically in other lifetimes, they're like, what? You're afraid of having an opinion? Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? So it's like the fears that we have that are the deepest, darkest ones for us, they're very personal, they're very karmic, they're very like tied into our other lifetimes. So back to Pluto, the deepest, darkest fears that we have, like Pluto, it will also be the exact area in our life that we have to confront in order to make life feel like it's worth living. Okay. How's that for a trick of duality, right? It's like, great. Okay. So the thing that is our deepest fear is also going to be the thing that we must confront and overcome and do in order to make life feel like it's worth living, to make life feel like it's worthwhile, meaningful, juicy, the juiciness. It's like we get to squeeze all the juice out of it. But if we avoid the fear, if we try to live outside of that and be like, I'm just going to never face this fear and just whatever, it's like, well, we won't feel very fulfilled because there's alchemy work there. And, Pluto in a way will kind of force us into things. Astrology has a way of kind of manifesting regardless of if we're thinking about it. It's like subconsciously kind of playing out. But it's a good thing to think about because on the other side of our fear is like our deepest fulfillment. And that's what Pluto teaches us. Like on the other side of our fear is our deepest fulfillment. So if you're facing fears right now, especially I feel to do with your voice, to do with self-expression, to do with authenticity, to do with vulnerability in relationships, to do with being seen, being heard by the world, maybe having an opinion, because I gave that 5th house example, maybe creative projects, creative self-expression. Oh my gosh, will I be safe? What if I'm seen? What if I'm famous? What about this? What about this? I'm feeling like a lot of fears around this kind of thing, around stepping into a new role of like being kind of a spirit guide or having a voice, putting yourself out there creatively, having a strong opinion, being controversial, rocking the boat, whatever. In order to feel like life is worth living, though, you have to face it. You have to move through that and move into the role. Like it's not going to be as hard as you think as well, because when something's our destiny, we are helped. The thing that's hard is like getting the courage up to even do it. I think that's the hardest part, is like really all the shadow work, because it's also natural to, when you have a fear like this, like say some of you have been thinking about, for example, okay, say some of you have been thinking about starting a YouTube channel or something, and it's like you think about it and you get really excited, and then maybe the next day you get smacked in the face with your shadow and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. No way. There's no way I'm doing this. No. And you feel like really overburdened by the shadow of it. Spirit's saying like, just process that. Just go with the flow of like, maybe you go up again and you feel inspired again, and then boom, you get hit by the shadow again. All of that is alchemizing. All of that is working you towards this new shift or this new work or this new role. So just let that be. It's okay. It's like perfectly fine. And I think that once you actually get to the point, symbolically, right, apply it to your own life. Once you get to the point of starting that new thing and putting your voice out there, it's actually, you're going to be so much more in alignment with it. It's going to feel so much easier than it does like actually facing the shadow before it happens, if that makes sense. So I think a lot of you guys are facing shadow. You're facing the resistance about putting yourself out there. But it's going to make you a lot of money. This is the thing. You being the peacock of your own life and shining and being like, look at me. Look at my beautiful tail. Look at my amazing feathers. And the world's like, wow, it's so amazing, so beautiful. Like that is what your most authentic self, and being proud of that is what will make you the most amount of money and the most amount of success and the most amount of eyes or views or whatever makes you feel so excited, so amazing. But for you, I feel like that authentic self is tied in with your deepest fears. So it might feel confusing. It might feel like, are you serious, Spirit? Is this really what I'm here to do? Like you might even be like, are you serious? But yeah, it's what you're here to do. Okay, group 2, that's all we have time for today, but I'm sending you so much love, and I really feel that, yeah, you would really benefit from that Activate Your Voice light language tape I just did. I think it's going to really help as you're moving through this process and really stepping into the Hierophant, your voice, really putting your voice out there, owning it, finding your voice in relationships, finding your voice in your life. And yeah. All right. All the best. Take care. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to your reading for the rest of 2025. So I'm going to pull you a chakra card to begin with. Oh, you got the throat chakra. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards for you, and then we'll go ahead and channel some messages. Spirit, what do you want Group 3 to know for the rest of 2025? Okay, we have the Messenger of Earth. We have the 8 of Fire. Ooh. Things picking up in your career, with work, things going quickly. Something's been slow and now it's going to go quick. Look at that, the Empress. Ooh. The Page of Water. Ooh. Group 3, you got some good times coming in. I feel like you've been working really hard. I'm going to pull like a couple more. Look at that. We got the Fulfillment of Wishes cards, the 9 of Water. Yay. Woo! I'm happy for you. We have the 3 of Water. Celebration. Okay, so the Messenger of Earth. You've been working on something for a while. Or you've been working really hard on something for a while. Or you just are hard working in general, maybe. It's just who you are kind of thing. And I feel like you've been... I don't know, there's something about it where like maybe you've had to be quite strong, or you've had to have a lot of patience or perseverance, or might have faced a lot of obstacles to do with something you've been working on, something you've been building. It could be building your own, like a new, I don't know, it could be building like a new version of yourself, it could be building a project, it could be building a career, building a following, building health, rebuilding from trauma, I don't know, something like whatever it applies to in your life. Like you've been building something up or like repairing something in your life. Whew. And I feel like you've been going through kind of like the part of it where you've had to kind of just put your head down and just get it done. But what I'm seeing is that like that's what the Messenger of Earth talks about. It's like my throat chakra is going, oof, yeah, there's going to be some throat chakra messages coming through. The Messenger of Earth kind of talks about, I don't know, like can be a little bit boring, honestly. It's like nice because it's stable and things, you know, it's stable, it's consistent, but honestly, it's not very fun. It's not very fun. So what I see shifting for you in 2025 is that things are all of a sudden going to start to take off, because we have one of the slowest cards in the deck and then we have one of the fastest cards in the deck. The 8 of Fire is like travel. It's like, boo, like flying in an airplane, like something moving really fast, moving from one place to another. So it's like things being really slow and then all of a sudden it picks up, it's really fast. And with the throat chakra there, I see you channeling something. Like I see you moving into flow state in your work, or you're channeling something. You're channeling a project, you're channeling some kind of creative project, you're channeling a new business, channeling something in your career, or like putting all of this energy into your career and like really advancing. Like the Empress is like you're moving up to a new level. You're moving into a real time of abundance and some kind of fertility, where it's like what you work on will grow, what you work on will multiply. So I see that the rest of 2025, you're moving out of a period where things might have been a bit boring or hard or intense or dull. Like I'm just feeling kind of like something could be being a bit dull. Like it's like, yeah, you might like your job, but it's like hasn't really been that fulfilling. Or I don't know, maybe you've had some kind of conditions you've been working under that hasn't been very easy, or you've been working at something for such a long time that you've kind of like, is this ever going to get better or easier? Or like what's going on here? And then I see like something shifting really fast, because we go from the Messenger of Earth to the 8 of Fire. It's like from slow to fast, and there's no sort of in between. There's nothing in between it. So it's almost like you shift gears and then it's like you accelerate really quickly and something moves forward really quickly, and it comes through your throat chakra, okay? It comes through your throat chakra. Something you are going to... The throat chakra talks about we can download solutions to existing problems that we couldn't previously see. Also, you might want to check out my Activate Your Voice throat chakra healing that I just did, because it feels really connected here. I'm feeling that the energy that I just channeled in that healing coming through your reading. So it could really resonate for you if you haven't already checked it out. But what I'm feeling with this throat chakra is that there's something like some kind of a solution has been with you all along, or some kind of a vision for a project, or some kind of like a brilliant genius idea. Like it's like a genius. It's like a stroke of genius. Or you are a genius anyway. I'm feeling group 3, but this is going to feel like a stroke of genius, where it's like you download an answer to a problem you've had, a long existing problem, or you download the idea for something that you couldn't previously see. And there's like a connection with the third eye and the throat that came through in that healing I did, where it's like the third eye has been blocked, and then when it becomes unblocked, it like the answer can kind of like be blurted out from you, and it's like, oh my god, this answer was with you all along, but now you can finally reveal it, you can finally unveil it. And it's almost like you're going to unveil yourself to the world as well with the Empress. It's like people are going to be seeing you in a new light. Maybe you're going to be showing off a project that you've been working on, but I see it happening really, really fast. It's like maybe you've been working on a project. It's sort of this energy, okay? I'm seeing someone working on a project for like several years, and it might be really slow going, and they might have faced heaps of obstacles, heaps of challenges, heaps of things that they have to just keep going and having strength and overcome. And then it's like all of a sudden they hit something, and it's like a breakthrough. It's like you hit a breakthrough, and then you start moving forwards really fast. It's like it happens really quickly, and it's like boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden it's like things start to unravel and unravel and unravel. And it's like it happens really quickly. And the last part of your project is sort of like completed within like record timing. And you have all of these pieces of the puzzle come together, and you have all of this vision for like, oh, I know exactly how to market it. I know exactly, the artwork for it. It's like all of these things come in for you. It's like a creative explosion. Yeah, it's like a creative explosion. So I see the energy for you shifting quite a lot in 2025. And I think you've been really good-natured about all the challenges and obstacles you've been going through. I see you being in really like a good-natured energy with the 3 of water. 3 of water talks about celebration though. So it's like, I see you having more to celebrate. And look at all this water. There's a lot of water coming in, and it's because I see you feeling really good. Like you're going to be feeling really good for the rest of 2025. And it's like this throat chakra unlocking for you. It's like it's third eye, but it's also you got throat, but I'm seeing it's also third eye, because there's a vision for something that you couldn't previously see, or there's an idea for something you couldn't previously articulate, or there's like the full vision for the project you've been working on comes together all at once, or you have this brilliant like download about the solution to a problem you've had for a long time, and then you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't see this before. How did I not see this before? That's what I'm hearing you saying now. You're like, how did I not see this before? Because when it comes in, it's going to feel like destiny. It's going to feel like, yeah, this is what I was always meant to create. Because the Empress is about creation. She's traditionally like pregnant, right? Because she's creating life. So she's symbolic of the goddess of creation. So you're going to be creating. You're going to be creating a whole new life for yourself. Yeah, the Page of Water is like you're being kind of reborn in the rest of 2025. You're being reborn by the fact that you're having your wishes coming true. Group 3. So the throat chakra is going to unlock for you. I'm seeing channeling abilities. I'm seeing psychic abilities turning on. But especially I'm seeing you almost like getting a map. Like you're getting a roadmap for your life. And you're like, oh my gosh, I see exactly where I'm going. Whereas I feel like previously you've been working steadily, you've been working tirelessly even, you've been working really hard actually, and you've been doing it with a smile on your face, like you've been really good-natured about it. Like there's something really positive about spirits showing me the way you've been working and working hard and at life, or on healing, on your project, on your mission, on your career. But this breakthrough is going to bring so much joy. Like it's going to bring you so much joy. Look, we go from the 3 to the 9, right? 3 to the 9. So times it by 3. Look, 3 again. 3 times it by 3. 3 times 3. There's something about that. Yeah, it's going to be times by 3. Wow. So there's a lot of abundance coming in. A lot of abundance. And again, I just see the vision. It's like the vision for your life articulates itself. And before it was all fogged, and you didn't know exactly what you were working towards. You didn't know exactly what was going to be created or how it was all going to come together. You're kind of like, yeah, I kind of see, but I'm not really sure. I can kind of see the general gist, but I'm not really, really sure how it's all going to come together. And then it's like the fog clears and you have the clearest map ever. And you're like, okay, I've literally got every single step that I know mapped out for me now till the end of the year, or till the end of this project, or whatever it might be, or about a career, or about a creative venture. Yeah. And it's going to happen quickly. It's going to happen really fast. And the actions you're taking are going to be in record timing. Like people are going to be like, how did you finish this project so fast? You were working on this for like years. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. I just did it. I finally had this like burst of energy I'm seeing as well, like a burst of life force energy with the 8 of fire that carries you over the finish line. Because it does feel like something you've already been working on with the messenger of earth. But for some of you, it could, like I said, be about healing yourself, if it's not so much career related for you. But I think for a lot of you, it's about creativity or career. And, or your mission. Like, it's more like your soul's mission. That's what you've been working on. You've been working on your soul's mission. Like, whatever you've been working on, it's like deeply in alignment with your soul's mission. And a part of your mission was like clouded over. You couldn't see it. It wasn't entirely visible to you, but it's going to become visible. It's going to be cleared. Your way will be cleared, and you're going to be able to move forwards. It's kind of like, okay, this is the image I just got. Spirit just showed it to me. Imagine if you're like driving in a car or something, or riding in a bicycle or something, and you're going through a forest. We'll say bicycle is more environmentally friendly. Say you're on a bicycle and you're riding through a forest, and it's like there's such thick trees that you have to kind of like go really slowly on your bike, because you don't want to like smack into a tree and like hurt yourself or break your bike. So you're kind of like, oh, I've got to go really slowly and carefully. I've got to dodge all these obstacles. I've got to get over like, there's sort of like all of these, like the terrain you've been in. You're coming from a terrain where it's like you had to go slow because there were all these obstacles, because you're on a bike, but it's like, oh, there's all these trees that you might smack into. And then it's like, oh, the 8 of fire hits, and you enter into a field. You enter into an area where it's like this it's all cleared. Like, it's all clear, and you can move through it really fast. You don't have to slow down. You can actually accelerate. You can actually speed up. You don't have to be cautious and worrying about obstacles. It's like there's no obstacles. You can move really quickly. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like things were kind of dense, and you couldn't really see how far ahead you were, like how much further have I got to go. But then all of a sudden there's a clearing, and it goes on for a long time, and it goes on until you reach some kind of point of fertility, some kind of point of creating something new, like creating a new life. Could be creating new life for some of you, as in having a baby for some of you. But, it's very symbolic as well, like creating a new version of your life, creating a new version of yourself. And the throat chakra really talks about that creative energy. So it could be creative work that is done through writing, through speaking, through channeling, through singing, through music. I mean, really anything creative. I just feel it really exploding in life force within you. Like, you're just having so much life force to work with. I feel part of the challenges you've been going through is something to do with the throat chakra, and I'm even seeing the tongue in particular for some reason. There's something about the tongue, like how it helps us to articulate, how it helps us to speak and articulate things. There's some kind of trauma to do with this articulation, or to do with a mismatch between like your inner voice and maybe like the voices you've internalized from others, because the throat chakra is like all the energy centers are really interesting, but the throat chakra is very interesting because it also involves like other people's energy quite strongly, because we take in other people's voices throughout years. We take it in, and they can live inside of us. So I'm kind of seeing, you really need to be cleansing the voices of others, because they aren't a match to who you truly are. Like, they haven't been able to see your brilliance or your genius. There's something here about like you really are a genius. Group 3, you really are a genius, and you know that deep inside of you. Like, you know that really well. And that's kind of what's always kept you going, and like kept you working on your art, on your craft, like with such a positive energy that I was feeling, even if you hadn't gotten that much societal recognition for it yet, or the recognition that you desire, or the recognition of like a lot of infinite abundance, which is what the Empress offers. So, but there's something here about clearing the voices of others though, because people have like really not seen you, or not seen your genius, or been like, yeah, right, kind of thing. Or been like, that's impossible, or something like this. There's something about the way that you are a creative genius that is, I don't know, like almost like the world couldn't handle you, or it was just too avant-garde kind of thing for the world. And so you kind of isolated a little bit, or there was something about it where it was like there's a mismatch inside of you, and that's what's clearing, that's what's clicking into place. That's like boom, taking you far with this 8 of fire. That's all of a sudden you can accelerate really quickly, because there's a matching up of your inner voice and your outer voice. Like, there's a matching up of your internal energy center, so that these other people's voices and perspectives and doubts and stuff can kind of like clear. because there's almost like, I feel like there's almost there's almost a fear in you of saying like, I am a genius. I am a creative genius. There's something about that. There's something about creative genius. Like, you are a genius. Your creation's a genius. Like, you are here to be a genius. But there's something about like the way you've been treated in your life has like been not that at all. And like, especially from other people's voices, they might have doubted you, or if you did try to kind of like speak about your art yourself, they might have been like, yeah, whatever. Like, there's something here about that. There's something here about that. And Spirit's saying like, you're really clearing that. You're really clearing away almost trauma, I would say, like trauma from the throat chakra, trauma from like other people's voices coming in. You might have had symptoms with the ears. I'm seeing the ears, and I'm seeing the tongue, and I'm seeing like tightness in the throat as well. And I'm seeing that these inner and outer voices becoming one, like unifying. And maybe it's also the subconscious and the conscious mind kind of like becoming one. Like, there's a unification within yourself where these parts aren't like kind of conflicting against each other anymore. They're unifying together. And that's what accelerates you forward in such an amazing way. And it clears the path for your success, because this level of success that I'm feeling for you, group number group number three, by the power of 3. Wow, there's a lot of abundance for you, group 3, like 3 times 3. I'm really feeling that. So mote it be by the power of 3. Like, there's something really powerful about this abundance coming in for you. Wow. So yeah, this level of success and abundance, this is big. 9 of water is about your wishes coming true. Like, it really is about fulfillment of wishes. The page of water to me is a rebirth, because it's kind of like a childlike energy. Look, you have the Empress, and then you have the archetype of the child. You have the divine mother, and then you have the divine child. It's like, you are the conduit for creating new life. Like, literally, for some of you are actually going to become a parent soon, or this year. But for others of you, it's more symbolic about you are the conduit for a creation of some kind, for the creation of your own existence, or the creation of some kind of creative genius in the world, some kind of a project that you're really proud of, that you love dearly, that's very, very dear to you. And it's going to bring a lot of fulfillment, but you've had to clear a lot of obstacles and blocks. Like, you've had a lot of obstacles to get there, and it's almost like things like, remember how I was saying you're on a bicycle in the forest and you're riding through it, and there's all these trees, so you have to go really slowly around each tree, and then this thing, and then there's another log on the ground, and you have to pick your bicycle up and go over it and get off your bike and get back on and get off and get back on. There's something about like the terrain that you've been traversing through. It's been quite challenging. It's been a lot of challenges, and you've done it really well. Like, you've done it with a lot of goodness in your heart, like a lot of like, I'm seeing a smile on your face with the 3 of water, like, because you're so excited about your creative energy. And it's been kind of like a secret in a way that you or only a few people could really truly see. I mean, even if you are public, there's something about the way that it's going to transform, like by the end of the year though, where you're going to really feel like you're seen in a very different way. Okay, you're going to be seen in a totally different way, and heard, and really listened to. And I feel like for the first time, for some of you, really, really respected for what you have to say, or really, really respected for your creative genius, like in a way that people couldn't see or hear you before. And it's because you're clearing out these voices from your subconscious mind that were creating the obstacles. These other people's energies, or these voices, these things that were like challenging you or creating obstacles in your path. It's like, these were the trees symbolically, right? And these all exist in your subconscious mind. And you're getting to a point where you're clearing that. You cleared it through traversing it. You cleared it through just moving through it and journeying through it. And you're going to get to like the other side of this, where it's not so hard anymore. You're clearing out the trauma of those experiences. And yeah, it's like almost like you get to fly. You get to fly with the 8 of fire. You get to fly free from these obstructions, free from these obstacles and these challenges. And so you don't have to slow down anymore. You don't have to keep getting off your bike or getting out to like keep going. Yeah, so you're going to be able to travel a lot faster, is what I'm seeing, and it's going to feel really, really satisfying, really satisfying. So the throat, yeah, it's something about like, gosh, there's something here about like, maybe you tried to express yourself and it was really, really shut down, or you tried to like share some kind of genius and people couldn't see it as genius, or they couldn't see you as genius. And you actually, as well, as I'm tuning in, man, there's a lot of trauma in your throat because I can feel it. It's really painful. I really recommend that throat chakra clearing that I just did, Activate Your Voice, I feel like it would really help you for the rest of 2025. Listen to it like a lot. I wouldn't say just once, I'd say listen to it quite a lot. And it will really help to unify this subconscious and conscious mind where you kind of know who you are, but there's these subconscious voices inside of you that might create these obstacles on your path where you aren't really gathering the momentum that you deserve. You will though, like it's definitely happening. You will, and you will get the abundance that you desire as well. 100%. I feel like in a lot of ways you haven't let things get to you as badly as you could have. Like you've been really resilient and strong and still believed in yourself and kind of enjoyed the solo journey or something like that. But like, as in, I just keep seeing this image of someone like riding through a forest and they're still enjoying the journey, even though they have to like get off all the time to like avoid these trees and hitting these trees. Yeah, you've done it with a really, really good heart. You have a really strong, good heart, group 3. But I do feel that the trauma has still lived inside of you though. And I'm getting a lot of people like misunderstanding you or like underestimating you and not realizing how good you are at what you do, or also jealousy. That's what I was picking up earlier. I forgot to say. Jealousy as well. Like, I think you've actually attracted a lot of jealousy because people have tried to like kind of bring you down and they haven't been able to. There's something about that. And I see that really the trauma you've been clearing has been just subconscious. Like, I think I was saying this in group 2. The subconscious mind is developed like a sponge. So from age 0 to 7, we are completely open and receptive to all of the input that we have from everything in the world. Just like a sponge, it just takes everything in without any kind of discernment. And then at around age 8, in human development, we start to learn about discernment, about maybe not everything is true, and kind of like, gauge more of this. So a lot of things have been in your subconscious, and then it might have repeated in your relationship life or in feelings of being misunderstood, or in, maybe expressing your ideas to the wrong people and having them be like, yeah, whatever. And like, I don't know, I just see a lot of, like, I see the classic story of like a genius who like maybe tries to get published, I don't know, classic like musician or writer or an author or something. They try to get published for so long and they keep getting rejected by all these publishing companies. And then they finally get a lucky break and they become one of the most, famous and world recognized, creatives of their era. And everyone's like, wow, I can't believe that, they were turned down by all these publishing companies because they're so amazing. They're so talented. That's the kind of archetype you hold, group 3. Like, I'm serious. That's the archetype you hold. And it's like, in a certain way, I think you know your destiny, you know it deeply because you are intuitive. So even though you've had these obstacles to overcome, you've had these, people misunderstanding you, underestimating you, or telling you that you're never going to be successful or whatever that might be, they tried to bring you down. Like, people have really seen you and seen your light and it's always like people can see in your aura how successful you will be, even if you're not there yet, which I feel for a lot of you, it's still coming in for you. 2025 will be a milestone for you in that though. But it's like people have seen this in your aura. They've seen like, oh, this person's going to be really successful. And they've kind of wanted to like dim your light. They've kind of wanted to like bring you down and kind of, I don't know, like soul destroy you. Like, it's really sad energy that this happens on earth, but it's all duality and whatever. Like, there's a place for everything, but it is sad. And there has been, I think, a sadness in you around disconnection, and where you might have wanted to like share yourself more, and you kind of maybe feel like, well, I can't because people will ridicule me, or they won't understand, or they'll try to steal my ideas or copy me or be jealous of me or whatever. Like, you've faced a lot of the shadow of the throat chakra in the world, within yourself, but within others as well. Like, jealousy is one of the shadows of the throat chakra, jealousy and comparison. And I feel a lot of people have been jealous of you. And I mean, I don't think that's going to get any less. I think it's only going to get more. People will love you as well with this energy, but I do see you do attract a lot of jealousy, and Spirit just needs you to understand that for what it is, because the worst thing with jealousy is if we don't know that it's happening, okay? But if we know that it's happening, we're like, yeah, whatever, people tend to be jealous, and it can kind of help it to become less impactful, kind of like water off a duck's back. You can kind of be like, yeah, it's just part of duality right now. Someone shining as bright as you with this much genius, this much creativity in them, yeah, you're going to attract jealousy from people who are not in the same frequency as you. That's okay. That's just, where we're at this time. Hopefully not forever. but for now. So yeah, you faced a lot of the shadows of the throat chakra in your own life and in other people, through other people, like through other people reacting to you. And maybe even people like, I see how people really reacted to you though, like with your creative genius, like people have really maybe wanted to, like I just keep seeing people trying to like bring you down, trying to make you feel not confident, trying to make you like, because you have a natural confidence in you. You have like a natural kind of like resilience and confidence, which is why I was saying you were like moving through your path with all these obstacles, but you're still doing it with like a smile on your face. You're still doing it like humming a tune and kind of enjoying it and being like, yeah, whatever, I'm on my own, but I like it. I'm happy. I'm doing it. I'm here. You know, there's something like this invincibility energy in you. It's like, it really brings a tear to my eye actually, because it's really special. It's a really resilient energy, and it feels like, I don't know why, it's making me almost cry. Like it feels really special because nothing can bring you down when you're like this, and you feel really connected to spirit, really connected to the divine. But I see like a lot of people have seen this energy in you and they've really reacted negatively, and they've really wanted to like push you down into the mud and be like, yeah, this is where you like, this is where you belong. Like something like this is really, really harsh, but they haven't been able to, like, even if you faced bullying or something in your life, it really hasn't been able to keep you from your destiny at all. And that's what people were trying to do. Like, I feel like people almost, wow, people really, oh my gosh, I'm tuning in more and more with this throat chakra energy for you. And it's kind of crazy, group 3, because now I'm seeing as well people have tried to copy your life. Like they've tried to copy you. They've tried to, maybe you've had people literally copy your art or your work in some way, or they've tried to like emulate you, your character, your personality, your, I don't know, your YouTube channel, your ideas, your creative genius. They've tried to like copy it for themselves. I even feel like people like who get close to you, you might have had really sort of like fake friends in the past or something who've tried to like mimic you in a way. Like I see a lot of mimicking and copying, and people like seeing you because you have a really strong energy, really resilient, really original. Like you have an originality to your work, to your genius, that it really can't be like copied, but people, as in it's a one of a kind, but people still try to copy it, like kind of thing. It stands in a league of its own, and people can see this in you. And even people who've bullied you in the past, like if you've ever faced that, or if people have tried to, like I just keep seeing people trying to break you, and it's like more than usual, because yes, this happens on Earth. It's like, it's sort of something that I pick up a lot in readings, like jealousy and this kind of thing, people trying to like bring you down and stuff. But this is like next level, group 3. Like you have some kind of placement in your chart, or you have some kind of karmic stuff from your soul's lineage, where it's like you trigger people extra. You trigger people extra hard, and that people might react to you in ways that are like really unreasonable or really like weird and over the top, and really like they almost want to battle you, like they want to fight you, they want to come for you, they want to destroy you. Like it's really strong energy, it's really intense. So it's really interesting though, because then I just see you kind of like almost a little bit oblivious, just like living life, loving life. Here I am. I love life, and life loves you, and you're kind of like doing this dance with spirit and the divine, and you're like on your path, and you know you're going to get there. And it's like all these other people like that are trying to destroy you, trying to bring you down. It's like they kind of end up almost self-destructing. And as well, people that try to copy you, it's like you don't ever have to worry about that, because I think it's something that may have bothered you, especially maybe as when you were a child or when you were younger. Like you might have had a lot of friends who would just like copy you and stuff, and it's because you have this originality energy in you. But you don't have to worry about that, because really I'm seeing the reason that like they can't do it for very long. They can only get so far. You're the one that's going to take this all the way. You're the one that's going to take your own energetic signature all the way. Like you don't have to worry about someone else kind of trying to come in. But I'm always getting that thing, like I don't know if you've seen it going around on social media. I haven't looked into it that much, but it's like this idea about destiny swapping, how like people can, it's like almost like black magic. Like they try to like destiny swap with you. And I feel like people have almost attempted this, like especially people who've tried to get close to you. Like even like best friends or something, like they've tried to take something from you, but they haven't been able to. This is the thing, like you've always managed to kind of like be in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, just naturally, organically, effortlessly. And so like people have tried to kind of like sabotage your life, and they've just ended up sabotaging themselves. You really are favored by the divine. You really are. You really are favored by the divine, loved by the divine, and it just comes really effortlessly for you. So yeah, you have dealt with a lot of crap to do with throat chakra stuff, a lot of misunderstandings, people misunderstanding you or underestimating you or projecting onto you or really getting triggered by you and angry and jealous and stuff like that. So I think that this new level of success, it's like coming from as well a maturity within you where you've had to learn a lot about that dark side of the throat chakra. You've had to learn a lot about that dark side of humanity and about like what it really means to be a creative genius. Because I think that you have, with the Empress card, it's like you have some kind of thing with your creative gifts, with your work, where it's like it's kind of meant to be seen. It's kind of meant to be big. Like I'm seeing Jupiter now as well. Jupiter is like an expanding energy, expands. It's about expansion and magnification. Like I see Jupiter as like a magnifying glass symbolically. It's like you put it down and it makes something bigger. So it's like your work is like here to be big. You're meant to be big, bold, beautiful. Like your work is meant to be really quite big and really impactful. And I feel that's what's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment in your life. So rest of 2025, I keep getting like swept up in the reading and I forget what my topic even is. But yeah, so the rest of 2025, you've been working really hard with a smile on your face, right? Loving every minute of it, even though it's been hard. But you're about to get a lucky break where you have like a clearing come in, right? You can start to accelerate really fast. And through that acceleration, some kind of a project's going to come into completion, or you're going to feel some kind of a breakthrough in your career, or really have a vision for something you couldn't see before. Like, oh my gosh, this is where I'm going, or this is what I'm meant to do. And if you've been having some kind of confusion or like not being able to see the way forward, like I said, I keep seeing that you can't see like so much trees in front of you, you can't see where you're going. And then all of a sudden you have that vision, you have that crystal clear idea, that map in front of you. And you're having a rebirth where it's like you're really, or the birth of a project or the birth of a child even, and it's going to change your life quite considerably, but it's going to bring you the most abundance, the most happiness and fulfillment that you've ever had in your life. So I really would say check out that throat chakra healing that I just channeled, to Activate Your Voice. I'll link it in the description box below. I really feel it would help you, Group 3. From my heart to yours, I'm sending you so much love and enjoy the rest of your year. Take care.